Hello everyone, and we are going to be looking more at the upcoming winter storm to impact portions of the Midwest and the Mid-Atlantic. However, before we could get into the forecast, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new and don't want to miss a single update on these upcoming winter storms. Right now we are looking at the latest GFS precipitation type model. This is kind of your future radar. Let's go ahead and move forward here. You start to see some snow over here in portions of southern Illinois, as well as some ice possible over here in portions of northwestern Kentucky. However, if we move forward, you can definitely see that ice move eastward, and you definitely could see some widespread ice. We do have ice storm warnings over here in the Ohio Valley area. You can start to see some very widespread snow over here in portions of Ohio and Indiana, even reaching over here into portions of eastern Kansas as this moves eastward into the overnight hours of tonight, and that moves into portions of the Mid-Atlantic. This is just a small system. You can start to see some more ice forming over here overnight. Around 6 a.m. tomorrow is when you'll see the most ice coming from this small system. However, if we move forward here, you can start to see some pretty heavy widespread snow over here in the west, and that low pressure forming around the southern California area, and this moves eastward as time moves on. As we get to around 13th at 12 a.m., you can start to see a very widespread area of snow over here in portions of the central U.S., and then we move forward even more, and you start to see some very heavy snow starting over here in portions of northern Texas, and we start to move forward even more, and that snow moves out of the area, and that main winter storm really starts to move into the area. You can start to see some very heavy snow starting to around the 15th at 6 a.m. and that's reaching from Texas all the way up here to portions of southern Missouri. This moves eastward as we get to around 12 p.m. of the 15th, and very heavy snow over here in portions of northeastern Texas. Definitely could see a couple inches coming from this, even multiple inches, around up to 6 or 7 inches of snowfall, especially portions of northeastern Texas, and possibly some mix below that. Not quite ice. It's not going to be quite cold enough for ice, but definitely some mix below that. Now, as we move forward here, you definitely could see some ice over here. If this actually happens, we definitely could see a pretty major ice storm hitting portions of the southeast. And you start to see that snow really starting to move up into portions of the Midwest and the Ohio Valley. That moves into the Mid-Atlantic. That's where you start to see that very heavy snow hitting portions of the Ohio Valley. And that moves into the Mid-Atlantic very shortly. And very heavy snow showing up around 12 p.m. February 16th for portions of southeastern Pennsylvania. This definitely could be a pretty major snowstorm if these models keep up showing the same thing. As we move forward, this turns into a nor'easter, and then that moves out of the area by around the 17th at 12 a.m. and that low pressure really goes south and brings that snow off of land and into the Atlantic Ocean. Now, the European model is showing pretty much the same thing, except there is some snow a little bit more north than the low, and that definitely could impact portions of the Midwest. And the European is not showing any dry slots that impact this winter storm. As you can see, we're seeing pretty heavy snow according to the European model around 12 a.m. February 16th across the Midwest and even portions of northeastern Oklahoma still by the 16th. And that snow kind of stalls for a couple hours over the Midwest. As you can see, it's kind of wrapping around that low pressure until that low pressure really gets caught in the jet stream, and that really pushes it northeast, and that snow really quickly moves out of the area. The total accumulated snowfall according to the European model, starting off here in portions of the southern U.S., you definitely could see upwards of 7 to 8 inches of snowfall over here in portions of northern Texas, and pretty much the whole state of Oklahoma definitely could see 7 to 8 inches of snowfall. Over here in portions of Missouri and Arkansas, definitely could see upwards of 9 to 10 inches of snowfall. And over here in Illinois, pretty much the whole state could definitely see up to 8 or 9 inches of snowfall. and even near the St. Louis area, you definitely could see up to a foot of snowfall according to the European model. Of course, this is just a week out, and this will be hitting early next week. So things will definitely change here, but this is kind of your early look of what snow amounts we definitely could see from this. Over here, the whole state of Michigan definitely could see up to around 7 to 8 inches of snowfall. Indiana, up to 8 or 9 inches of snowfall, especially in the northern parts. In Ohio, definitely will be mostly missing out on this, except the northwestern portion definitely could see 6 to 7 inches of snowfall. The northeastern states definitely could see up to a foot of snowfall, especially over here near the Maine border. Now, the GFS model is showing this happening a little more south than the European model, and this is showing the main snowfall amounts happening over here in portions of the Mid-Atlantic, and it's showing up to 20 inches of snowfall coming from this. So it is showing some pretty big amounts. I do think the European model does have a little more realistic situation with this. We're just gonna have to wait and see with the upcoming days, especially right now. It is a bit early to be looking at this winter storm, but this definitely could be happening within the upcoming days. We do not know the exact snowfall amounts, of course. Take this as a grain of salt, and once we get to around really early next week, around Sunday or Monday, we definitely will have more accurate results. If you did enjoy the latest update on this upcoming winter storm, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss a single one of these updates or live streams. And also make sure to share this video with any friends or family that may want to forecast on the upcoming winter storms. But anyways, stay safe.